Hey everyone, this is Patrick, and it is time for another edition of Heavy Therapy. I got to a number of releases from this past release, New Music Friday, and it's been about a month since I have recorded one of these videos, so I am back with first reactions on 5 new releases that came out on Friday, October 13th. I'm going to go in order from the album that I like the least to the album that I like the most. That's what I typically do around here, but not always. That is the case for this edition. So, first up is a band based out of Alabama. Members are in other bands that you might be familiar with, such as Father Befouled. I am talking about Seraphic Punishment and their debut, Sickness, Particles, Gleam. 5 tracks, 54 minutes, and 30 seconds of music. And that tells you a couple of things. Either it's an ambitious, avant-garde album, or it's probably a doom, funeral doom album. So yes, 5 tracks. These are meaty, long songs. The last track is 13 plus minutes. Straightforward death doom that throws in a lot of atmosphere and groovy riffs. The vocals have this weird sort of shouty vibes. It's lower in the mix, not very powerful. Overall, I'm giving this album a 7 out of 10. It has a lot of stuff going for it, but it also just doesn't grab me the way that I want an album to grab me on a first listen. If you like Bolt Thrower, Frozen Soul, Command, Father Befouled, you definitely should check this out. If your favorite subgenre is death doom, you're either gonna find this pedestrian and average, or it's just you're gonna really like it because it does hit all of the flashpoints, touchstones that you want this subgenre to hit. But for me, a 7 out of 10, solid album, but probably won't revisit it. Up next is a short EP from Bestel Tungs. They're based out of New Jersey, and this is a death metal grindcore project. I know them from their split with Blemish, and also because I follow Alex on YouTube, and he is from Pair of Jeans Reviews, and he's on guitar here. And I think this has a new vocalist on it. They keep having trouble keeping a vocalist, or I don't know what the actual reasons are, but to a listener, you keep noticing that they have a new vocalist on most of their releases. So this EP does what it should do. It keeps me interested. I like how the tracks flow into one another, and this kind of feels like it's a noisy, riffy. Their guitar tone reminds me of Alterage. The music reminds me of Alterage as well, Full of Hell. There's some metallic hardcore vibes in here, such as Harm's Way, maybe. Short little burst of music, 3 tracks, 7 minutes and 10 seconds of music. I'm going to give this EP a 7.5 out of 10. Let's see if Bestel Tung can deliver a great album when they finally have enough material, have enough time to craft a full album. I'll be here to listen to it. Up next is Body Void with Atrocity Machine, and they are out on Prosthetic Records. This is their 4th full-length album. This is 6 tracks, 44 minutes of music. The band has members from San Francisco. They are now based out of Vermont, if Metal Archives is to be believed. Body Void play a sludgy, doomy, droney style of extreme music. If you probably could just think about what it sounds like by just trying to say sludge. This is some sludgy metal. They are a 3-piece. This album, there's some more electronics, there's some synth work, there's some samples, and it's actually noisier, fuzzier, and a bit more raw in terms of production and tone. The vocals are lower in the mix. It makes it feel a bit less heavy, but not less claustrophobic. when you crank it up very loud, I mean, it's what it sounds. The album sounds like the album title. There is, yeah, they rely a lot on these sort of noisy tags at the end of riffs, at the end of sections. I think of the band Wallowing a lot. I can't think of too many other bands right now. When I was listening to it, I thought of some other familiar sounds. But um, their last album in 2021 was one of the heaviest albums that I've heard that year. Maybe think of Amun Ra as well, as far as the anguish that you're going to receive on this. Not sure how it stacks up to their previous release, but I'm definitely interested in listening to it again shortly after I record this. So I'm going to give this a 7.9 out of 10. Good release. I would really enjoy seeing this live, I think, especially if they can create the encompassing claustrophobic sound that they are going for live. That would be really cool to check out. So check out Body Void if you like sludge, slower. Even if you like Death Doom, check out this band Body Void. You might get a lot out of it. Up next is a debut album from Selenoplexia, Exalt and Despair. This is an independent release. The distro Meteor Gem in Chicago, which is the hometown of this band Selenoplexia, has vinyl variants, I think exclusively to their shop. So this is some Chicago-based blackened death metal. 7 tracks, 37 minutes of music here on this debut. When I first listened to this on headphones, it for some reason didn't really hit me very much. I think when I paid attention to it, it was sort of when the songs were ending, and sort of this atmosphere would come in, and I felt like there was this mismatch between the vocal approach and the overall music, making it sort of less impactful than I think, obviously, than the band was going for. But then for some reason on my second listen, not in headphones, paying closer attention to it though, it really hit me. I think this is a great release. Really cool, heavy guitar tone. Cool songs transition into each other very smoothly. You don't even know when the songs are going to end, right? You don't know when one song ends and another begins until you've listened to this a couple of times. I have gotten almost 3 times. I've listened to this almost 3 times all the way through. The black metal riffs, when they come in, it really sounds like Immortal to me. And the death metal is like this slice and chopped in a blender version style of Wake, Tribal Gaze, and Alterage in a blender, sliced up, chopped up. And then there's some atmosphere that reminds me of the Deftones. They have a female vocalist, and she reminds me of Layla from Vastum, which is music to my ears. I'm just trying to see if the name of... Yeah, so Courtney is the vocalist in Selenoplexia. And really cool release. Will most likely be in my top 40 albums of the year. This is an 8.5 out of 10. Black and Death out of Chicago. An independent band. Check them out. Support independent music. Check out Meteor Gem if you want a physical copy. And the band probably has some as well. I'm not sure. Finally, this is the big release of the week. And I am talking about Sulphur Aeon's 7 Crowns and 7 Seals. This is their 4th full-length album. The band has been going since 2010, and sort of an underrated gem. If you love death metal, you typically love this band. Blackened death metal, 7 tracks, 45 minutes, and 53 seconds worth of music. And I really like this album. I mean, I hear Behemoth, I hear Belphegor, I hear Gajira. There are clean vocals in this that work very well, almost like Paradise Lost. It's not funeral doom, but it's it's cinematic. It grabs you. It creates atmosphere. There's so much going on in a cool way. Uh, yeah, amazing guitar work. Great use of atmosphere. The vocals are just extremely powerful. Um, Track three, Usurper in of the Earth and Sea, is one of my favorite songs of the year. So, other bands I think of are Olwuth out of Iceland that put out a black metal album this year. That's also one of my favorites. It has that warm sound to it. I think of Ulcerate, which is really cool, a band to draw to my mind because they're one of my favorites. So, how does this rank in Sulphur Aeon's discography? I'm not sure because it's a band that I always have on my radar. Um, Only recently it really clicked with me. So I don't have like tons of listening experience with the band, even though I know they are very good. Um, this this is one of my favorite releases from Sulphur Aeon for sure. It's out on Van Records, by the way, based out of Germany as well. So I'm gonna give this a 9 out of 10. I like the, I love it. I love the atmosphere. I love the mood that it puts me in. I love the artwork that accompany all Sulphur Aeon albums. So yeah, this is Grave Miasma is another band that if you like, you should check this out. Just mature sounding, well composed songs. Black in Death. Great guitar tones. Yeah, I'm just gushing at this point. Sulphur Aeon, Seven Crowns and Seven Seals. Check out that title track too. You'll be singing along to the chorus when the bridge comes on. I was singing out loud in my room to myself the chorus because you think it's gonna come right back in after the bridge, and then you realize nope, but I'm gonna get to sing it the entire time, all the way through, aren't I? And then it finally comes in, and just an encompassing, engulfing, compelling release here by Sulphur Aeon. Check it out. These are the albums I got to from this week so far. They were released on Friday, October 13th. Let me know in the comments what you think about these albums. What other albums should I check out from this week or the prior weeks? And as always, talk to you all in the comment section. And remember to stay heavy.